Hello, and welcome to the Short Term Rental Pacifier podcast. Today's episode, we're going to talk about the art of responding to negative reviews, particularly on platforms like Airbnb. Responding the right way can actually turn a negative review into a positive one, and there are usually two types of sub 5-star reviews. The ones that come from, say, needy, rude, expect more than what was offered type of guests, and then the ones that come because there was actually a legit issue with the property, or maybe host communication wasn't prompt, or the property condition wasn't as advertised. And I'll share a couple of examples that happened to me in the past year. My first example, I got a notification that a 4-star review had come in, and anything under 5 is bad. The guest basically said everything was great, but the grill didn't work. And I was super confused because I'd literally used it 2 weeks prior. The problem was we had an old grill in the garage along with a new one. The guest before him had taken the old one up into the patio, which is a whole other story. And so the new guest didn't know to look in the garage where we had said it was in our guidebook. But my response was pretty simple. I owned it and I apologized. I said, quote, "Hey, I'm so sorry for the mix up. I can't stand it when I travel and something like a grill doesn't work. I appreciate you not giving us a 5-star because we didn't earn it. I went by the property and realized that the guest before you had taken the old grill to the patio, which doesn't work, and the new one was in the garage and not where it was supposed to be. I would have made the same assumption that you did. And if you can let me know how much money you'd wasted on food that you couldn't grill, I'd like to refund you for that. I'd also like to make this up to you and give you, if you give us another chance, I'll give you a free night or 20% discount on your next stay, whichever is better for you. Thank you so much for making us aware and hope to have you back." And so this guy actually ended up booking with us again and left us one of the best reviews we've ever received. Our second example is the kind of guest that you don't want coming back. I was actually getting on a plane and I got the dreaded notification that we'd actually received a 3-star review. It was the first time I'd ever received one. I read it and actually almost immediately started laughing to myself because it was ridiculous. The person was complaining about us not having things that we had never advertised. They said we were unresponsive, which wasn't true. They said the house was dirty and went on to say that they wouldn't stay again. They don't recommend it. But instead of getting irritated, I just responded by saying, and I quote, "I am so sorry the property didn't meet your expectations. We never want anyone to have a bad experience. I'm somewhat confused though, because we didn't advertise having any of the items that you said should have been there. If you saw that advertised somewhere, please let me know so we can get that corrected. As far as the house is being cleaned is concerned, I looked back at my cleaner's pre and post cleaning photos. She took of the property just a couple hours before your stay and everything looked exactly as it should. Regardless, I'm sorry the condition didn't meet your expectations. And if you can be more specific on what wasn't clean, I would so much appreciate it so we can improve." I did go back and look to make sure we didn't miss any messages that you had sent, but I didn't find any message that didn't get a response within 30 minutes from us. And when we asked you how everything was the first morning after you had checked in, you responded, "It's great." I sincerely wish you the best and would love to hear from you regarding my questions above so that we can improve. So I've actually had several guests comment on that particular guest review and commented on how irrational that was, but it's actually helped. And so the five, not five, the 10 key takeaways here are pretty simple. When you get a sub 5-star review, take a breath and evaluate. Before you respond, just take a moment, objectively ask if there was something that you could have done better, because it's always best to start with an apology, even when it's not warranted. The second thing is acknowledge each issue. Even if there are a lot, brushing over some and only hitting the ones that you want will validate the reviews that are unwarranted or make it look like you don't care about the ones that are actually valid. Number three, apologize and own everything that you can. And sometimes it might feel a little sarcastic but try to stay away as far away from sarcasm as possible. But own and apologize for everything, even when it feels weird or you disagree. Like when I apologized for not having things that we didn't say we had. But show extreme sympathy when it's a legitimate issue and always put yourself in their shoes. Number four, provide an explanation, but do not make it an excuse and do not be defensive. It's make it a reason, not excuse. So if there was a misunderstanding or if an issue arose from, say, a specific circumstance, provide a brief explanation, like the internet was out in the neighborhood, and be factual and avoid being defensive. So, number five, offer a solution. Show your commitment to resolving the issue and making it right. You're showing your level of customer service here. So, the good guests want to see that and actually will push away the bad ones. Number 6, highlight positive aspects if you can, because it helps to add balance to your response. Number 7, keep it professional and maintain a professional, respectful, and compassionate tone. Number 8, invite further communication with the guest. Ask them to give you more details. This shows your openness and resolve to addressing the issues. Number 9, improve and fix the fixable issues. If a guest leaves a negative review about something that could have been resolved, but then the next guest experiences the same thing, that is a huge red flag to future guests, especially when it's in a review. And the last, ask if it could have been prevented, whether it's an automated message or clarifying check in or checkout instructions or maintenance. If it could have been prevented then, it can be prevented now. There are already enough uncontrollable variables in this business, so control the ones that you can. So that's it for today. Thank you so much for listening. If you enjoyed this episode, please like it, share it. We would love a 5-star review. And for any questions, comments, or if you'd like more information on what we do for our properties as well as our clients, please visit us at www.airinn.life. That's www.airinn.life. See you next time.